Pass the motion, bitch. We have made it to the season finale of season 2. It's actually pretty crazy. This episode is called In My Heels, and we're judging. Come judge for me. Tonight we're judging Pray Tell and Ricky. What in the world? Miss Norman and everybody that came for Angel. Backstabbers. You guys, you got to stay with us. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, everybody? All the Pose fans, to all of our viewers, our listeners, we have made it to the finale.
Yes, we
did it.
10
oh my
episodes.
gosh. Yes. Literally, because last season was 8 episodes, so we made it. It's been a very interesting and great season 2.
Yeah, I think they've really fleshed out the characters.
Yeah.
And I really loved this finale. I really did, honestly.
I think it was the cherry on top. I really do. I think we found out a lot of things. So much happened, and we're going to get into that. But before we even move forward, I am Jamie Gray, and I am not alone. I'm here with...
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Marielle Turner.
Yes. Okay, so Marielle, this episode, like we said, a lot happened. It was a good episode. But overall, just with everything that happened, from Miss Norman to Angel to Blanca, oh my gosh, what were your thoughts?
I really loved it.
Yeah.
It definitely left me in my feelings in so many little places. Looking at like Damon's growth. He's like this grown man now in Europe. And Blanca's journey definitely was like, ooh, that left me feeling a kind of way too. So, and the ending I thought was beautiful. So
yeah, very beautiful ending. I think to like even compare this ending with the episode, I think it was episode 5 when Candy passed. The endings, those were very bittersweet, but it's like it's just so many emotions that you feel. But comparing those two, I kind of felt the same emotions in a way.
Yeah.
When we first started the episode, when I saw Blanca, and I was like, girl, clear your throat. What's happening? She's sick. And I was like, my whole like mood was just down. I was like, wait a minute. So what's about to happen? Were they just on a girls trip?
Yeah.
So, first of all, pray tell, I don't know how he got in. I don't know if he had a key. But Blanca just looked like she was out of this world. Her voice was raspy. She was clearly sick. Her nail shop is no longer. And I felt so bad for her.
Yes. She really she was struggling, and it was clear that she had no support. And let's not forget,
messed up.
Yeah, it's been almost a 9-month time jump. And I'm like, no one has checked on Blanca in 9 months. That's a whole pregnancy.
Thank you.
Like, that's a long time to not check in on your friend. I understand, this is 1991. Damon's in Europe. They don't got cell phones and texts and all that other kind of stuff.
Right.
But I did think that somebody should have kind of checked in on her a little bit, and she clearly needed it because she ended up in the hospital.
Right. And I'm surprised that Pray Tell even thought to check on her. But yeah, I thought 8.5 months, like, what kind of friends are you? Like, you guys, especially since the last episode was the men and girls trip, like, I felt bad for Blanca, and you guys can let me know what you think in the live chat, but it was like, she has no man. Not that you need a man, okay, let's be very clear. But, just from the last episode, it's like, what happened to the the lifeguard?
What's his Adrian? I was like, yo, where's Adrian?
Right, like, I guess he didn't keep in touch. So it's like, we don't, thank you, okay? So we don't know what happened with that. She has no nail shop, okay, because it got burned down. Like, she's had it rough.
Struggles.
Okay, no house children around, so no one's called her, no postcard, and clearly no friends.
And it's like, damn, that's rough. But I did like that she was still doing her business out of her apartment. I thought that was smart. That was savvy. Forget a rent. Who wants to pay rent?
Right.
Do it out of your apartment. But yeah, she was clearly going through it.
Yeah, and so then just like seeing her in the hospital, like, we're glad everything is okay, and we're glad that at least we were able to see some people come back. But for me, just even that whole shocker and things that I felt like they were forcing down our throat was Pray Tell and Ricky. Like, when Pray Tell said that they were still together, I was like, why?
I hated it from before it even started.
Yes.
I'm still not a fan now. I did think they had a beautiful moment in the episode that I did like.
In the bed.
Yeah.
that was it. That picturesque moment, that was it.
Yeah, I thought when Ricky was talking to him about his femininity, like later on when they were practicing, I did think that was nice, and him opening up. But does it have to be Ricky and Pray? Like, he could open up to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still don't like it. I still think that Ricky and Damon, I think Damon's over Ricky, but I think Ricky carries a flame for Damon. It just seems apparent to me. And I could see them break up. That would be great.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Damon has matured, and I feel like he's above that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, what do people in the live? What do they say in the live chat?
Oh my God! So the live chat is popping.
Hey guys!
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in. It makes sense because this episode was so good. They're kind of going back and forth about Angel and Papi. So not so much talking about Ricky and Pray Tell now. But they did say that like some of the kids that Blanca saw, those 2 kids at the end, made them cry. So it's kind of because there's so much that happened, and it seems like we're kind of touching on so many things, but
so much happened.
Yeah, and it was so many moments that are like, oh my gosh, so beautiful. But yeah, right now they're talking about the kids at the end. So.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, we agree with you, and we'll get to all of that, guys. So just with them in the hospital room, Electra's hilarious, talking about fluorescent, amber lighting. But again, I was wondering, where were all these people? Electra, where were you? You're her mother. Lulu, and who else? Angel and Papi. Like, coming out of the woodwork, and all of a sudden you guys are here. So I feel like, and also, what happened with Papi and Angel and the coke habit?
Yeah,
do they still have it?
I guess they dropped it. I guess it was kind of like they were partying too hard, but they weren't in the addict
phase
realm.
Yet.
Yeah, they didn't.
Okay.
They got out before they got to addiction. I'm guessing is kind of what happened there.
Right.
But I do take a small. Even though I love Angel and Papi, I take a small issue with them. I feel like they could be more involved with Blanca's life. Like, just because you live, that's your boo and you live together.
But that's how it is, because when people get booed up, they forget about all their friends. They forget about family. Thumbs up if you agree, because this happens too many times.
It does.
Like,
it happens
it's ridiculous.
all the time. But come on, like, guys, we have to be better friends.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just forget about your girlfriend because you have a man now. Even if you guys live together, you're taking those next steps, like Angel and Papi. I think they should be checking in more, especially because she's clearly very sick.
But you know what? I think, just even thinking about it, Angel relationship hops. She used to be part of Electra's house. Then she went to Blanca's house. Then she was dating Stan, and now she's dating Papi. It's like whoever shows her love at the moment when she needs it the most, I feel like that's where she goes.
Yeah.
It's all love, but I peeped it.
Side note, Jess Nickwell, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, said, I was hoping Pray Tell and Ricky was just an in a moment type of deal. So yeah, I agree. I agree with you, girl. That we can cut that. But
yeah. Okay, so then just even with Angel and Papi. So Angel, with her modeling career, all of a sudden it's at a halt. She's saving as many coins as she can, and Papi's doing the best he can. So I don't even know how they're paying their rent, where they, the fixed rent. But that whole scene where I guess one of the designers says, I used to love you, used to be a huge fan when you were in the category of realness. And it's like, okay, but why even clock her like that? What for? A hater. You're in the back. You're in the back, like the backside. Why are you even trying to bring yourself forward?
Let her shine. And you know what it reminded me of? I think this happens a lot in minority communities, the Black community, and I'm not a part of the LGBTQ, but I imagine it's similar. A lot of times you can have a crab in a barrel mentality where you're like, there can only be one of us here that can succeed. So I'm going to make sure that I'm that person, and I'm going to try to tear down this other person. And I think that was what was happening there, where he was like, I'm the person from the community that's going to be in this industry. And I'm not leaving space for you here. And it's like, we can all shine together.
Exactly.
Like, let her live her best life.
And also, there's a difference between Angel and whoever that guy was. Okay, there's levels. So you're not on her level.
That part.
And just the fact that she was even able to be a model for, a whole year, like she said, it is amazing. So I'm hoping the best for her. But what were your thoughts on Papi? All of a sudden, he wants to be a manager. We know he's a hustler, but like, honey.
Okay. I thought it was cute that he was riding for his girl. I mean, we talked about this a little bit. Like, I love the way Papi rides. He is 100% my angel.
We all want a Papi.
Right. And that's how your man should be. He should be like, I'm riding for her 1,000%, which I like. However, I did feel like him kind of developing this agency out of the blue, and then Miss Ford giving him the opportunity. I thought it was beautiful, but also very unrealistic.
Right.
Only because you get a major modeling agency, they're probably not going to take a chance on someone that doesn't at least have some experience
in the early 90s too.
Yeah, like managing on some level. I don't think that's something you can just hop into.
Yeah.
But I'm happy it worked out for them,
I mean, I guess, from what we know. And that's the thing. I feel like even with this episode, it's so many things that they brought out, but it's like there's so much room for predictions because we do know that we're having season 3 and we don't really know exactly what's going to happen. So it's just very interesting. Even with Miss Norman, okay, her whole bit was just very random. And I didn't think that we needed it.
Nope.
You know, I just, Patti LuPone, she had her moment, her dramatic moment, and we love her for that. But I could have done without it.
Yeah, I think it was nice to say, like, hey, she's going to prison just to show that, hey, karma exists.
Yes.
But I don't think we need the scene with her in prison talking about it's because I'm a woman and they're trying to put me down. Like, no, it's because
what in the white privilege?
Right. It's because you committed a crime, honey.
Yes.
That's it. Like,
arson. And 2 people got injured. I didn't even know that from the episode before.
Exactly.
And I also felt like, because I think that's when we found out that her shop got burned down was the last episode. Then they went on the girls' trip. I'm like, I would have liked it if the last episode ended with us knowing that Miss Norman's in jail. That would have added the little factor that I needed for that last episode. But we got it today.
Yeah. I mean, I agree just because there was a lot in this episode and that would have given us more room to kind of focus on some other things. But yeah, as a feminist myself, I just didn't need that whole feminist angle she was trying to pull. Like, girl, stop.
Yeah, and they all fake it. Miss Norman does, and so does Miss Ford. Like, even with her and Angel saying, you know, all the people want to drop out of your contracts. It's like, but you have the power.
Yeah.
You know, like, you knew. You know.
Hopping in the chat, Nicole says, I petty laughed at Frederica when she got locked up, talking about Miss Norman. So, yeah.
I mean, she deserved it.
Lock her up.
Yeah.
Send her to prison. Throw away the key.
Something. So then this ball. So we know that we had Mother of the Year last year, and so we have it again this year. Now, there's a lot of houses. House of Ferocity came out of nowhere. Again, House of Wintour popped up out of nowhere. I thought they were non-existent. But they're back.
Yes.
But this whole category of having now the boys walk the ball, I thought it was genius. Like,
I loved it.
You might as well. They've been judging these girls. They have no clue what it's like in their heels. And so I loved this category. What were your thoughts on this?
I absolutely loved it. First of all, they all looked fierce as hell.
They did.
Makeup was looking nice. Face was beat. Costumes were perfect. And I just loved that they were putting in that effort for the people of their community who are different, but who are still part of their community and trying to look at how they live and appreciate them. And then, of course, like calling Blanca on stage. She's coming from the wheelchair. I was just like, oh my God, this is beautiful. It was a beautiful moment. I think it was just a great way to end the season, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, her whole grand entrance. Now, first of all, just from looks, this Jasmine Wintour, we were introduced to her this episode. Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
And the melanin,
honey.
Can we mention it? She looked amazing.
Yes. And, you know, I'm hoping because Pose did get a lot of stuff for colorism in the casting and having Candy die. So I'm hoping maybe she might be the next brown-skinned girl to kind of be in the main cast. She's gorgeous, and I appreciate the diversity of having like a spectrum of color within people of color.
Yes, so. Even the mothers, they just showed more melanin. And I think that's such a great point that you brought up too, because I mean, and also let us know what you guys think in the live chat and also in the comments. Do you feel like there was a sense of colorism issues in the show, you know, as far as who they showcase, like Candy passing away, and then Elektra with the kind of Dorian Corey situation, having the body in her closet, and we thought that Elektra was going to go out any day now.
Yeah.
She's still here, but let us know your thoughts on that. So yeah, but this ball, I thought it was great. So as far as Pray Tell and Ricky, the one thing I can say that I did like about this relationship is that Ricky called Pray Tell out. And he said, you are uncomfortable expressing your femininity. And so I thought it was a very important story that Pray Tell told about his childhood and, you know, his dad literally beating the gay out of him. He was going to beat him into being a man, or to what his father thought was a man. I mean, heartbreaking, but we hear this story so many times. What were your thoughts on it?
I thought that was such a powerful story to tell and to see on screen. And I think there are so many people that can relate to that story and do carry shame, you know, for what their parents want them to be, that's not who they are.
Right.
And I love that Ricky was there. I think we're seeing a new side to him, you know. He's like this supportive, positive person.
I'm tired. I'm sorry. Ricky. And you guys know I love Ricky. You know I call him Pretty Ricky. And he looked very pretty this episode, clearly.
Yes, he looked good.
He did. He's serving body and, the dance moves, he's killing it. But it was just a bit much for me. You guys are going to call me a hater, whatever. Between him and Papi, they're both dramatic with their love. And it's a bit much for me.
Ricky, I liked him this episode. Papi, for the most part, until that proposal
to
part.
The tears.
Yeah. Then, we can get on that later.
Yeah.
But I was just like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I liked, again, that he called him out, called him like, that's my babe, that's my man. It was just very different, but we also saw more feminine side of Ricky, and I think we've seen that more this episode. Still not here for the relationship, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pray Tell walking to I'm Every Woman. This soundtrack, you got live chat.
So good.
Let us know which soundtrack season you like the best. Is it season 1 or season 2? Like, I'm going to have to say season 2 just because we had a mixture of eras from Mariah Carey to Madonna to Shaka Khan, like to everybody.
You know what? I think it might be because we're 90s baby. Yes.
And I'll be biased.
Yes, we're biased and we're 90s music in this season. But like just this finale alone.
Yes.
Just the songs in this finale.
Bangers. Killing
it. Yeah. And then like, of course, I mean, to walk a ball to that, like, yes, kill it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's the perfect song to, like, come out, express your femininity, that other side of you that you may have wanted to hide, and have the best time of your life. I loved it. He looked great. He looked good.
He did. He was a little wobbly at first, but he loosened up. He was giving body, okay?
He was giving body.
I loved it. And also, Jason Rodriguez, who plays, I think his character's name is...
Lamar?
Lamar. There we go, Lamar.
Yes.
He killed it. Woo. He's the one that's always giving shoulders. And also, Brendan, he did an interview where he interviewed Jason Rodriguez, who plays Lamar. But he killed it. He won the category.
Yeah. For that split? He's
a dancer.
Like, yo.
Doing what he does best. He killed it.
Killed it. Like, the cast and their actual, like, balling and, like, they are really legitimately good. Not just acting. Like, I feel like they could go into any competition and kill the competition because they were great. Especially this episode, they were great.
I can only imagine just filming that scene, too. Just how much fun it was, them celebrating after.
Yeah.
And also, we got introduced to another house, which was House of Pendavis. I think I pronounced that right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting, too. So it was a lot more competition this season for a Mother of the Year than last season. And so they brought Blanca in. She's now a judge. And it was just a beautiful ballroom scene. But yeah, back to Pray Tell and Angel. Just your overall thoughts with them and just his words to her. Like,
I think that he was kind of telling her, I don't know. Like, I feel like he was kind of telling her what she probably needed to hear in that moment, And
he does that. Do you see anything good happening from their relationship, or do you think it's more suspicious? Only because it almost seems too good to be true, too. Like him wanting to be the manager and him, wanting to move forward with her in his life.
See,
it's hard.
The realistic part of me says that ain't gonna last.
Right.
But the romantic fairy tale part of me says, like, that's beautiful. Let their love flourish,
right.
So it really remains, I don't know. It's really hard to tell because I think often the show shows us what could be if we all, like, lived our best selves,
Absolutely.
So I'm not sure. But jumping in the chat really quick. Starlight Sparkle, Crazy Creole, and Darrell all said season 2 has the best music.
I agree.
And then Mina Ruth says 90 Babies in the House. That's right.
That's right. Okay.
1990 right here.
Right. 91.
Okay.
It's okay. Right. We're still young. We're still vibrant.
Still living our best lives.
Exactly. Oh, okay. But yeah, anyway, beautiful ball, beautiful ending. I'm excited for season 3, but it was a very bittersweet moment because I felt like it was almost full circle. Remember the beginning of season 2? It started off with Pray Tell and Blanca together.
Yeah.
And they were, of course, saying goodbye to their friends. And now for this last finale episode, we see them together again. And it's like, it's just, I always loved their bond and their friendship.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we see 2 new children where we meet Chili and, they're 14 years old. Like, it in this particular
tragic.
scene also reminded me of Paris is Burning. There was a scene where we saw like the two young kids, and so just seeing like them with their hats back and just how they're dressed, it reminded me of that scene. And let me know if you agree with that. So clearly they've emulated Paris is Burning a lot, but a lot of scenes mimic the documentary a lot. So I just think it's beautiful. Now Blanca can, revamp House of Evangelista. She's back.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but season 3, I'm like, okay, I'm going to need an answer. Like, is someone going to go out or not? Like,
well, okay.
They dragged it this season. We really thought one of them was going to die. Like,
and I've been saying this since the go. I think it's going to be Blanca. I think this was almost a tease of what is to come with her and her journey battling AIDS. But I think before, it's time for her to go, she is going to develop these kids around her who really need her. And I think seeing those two kids at the end it was tragic, but it was also heartwarming to see that there is a community for them, because I do think there are so many kids who are thrown out for being gay or for being trans, and they have nowhere to go. And so it just warms my heart to know that there are people there, like house mothers and fathers, to bring them in so that they don't have to be, like they said they were on the piers.
That's so scary. At 14.
So these are child prostitutes, and
parents are so messed up.
Yeah.
Why would you do to your that like a 14-year-old is a child?
Literally.
That is crazy.
Like let that child be who they are, But I mean, I can talk all day about this, but
yes. We could.
Love your child for who they are and accept them for who they are. And
exactly.
I'm not a parent, but I feel like if you are and you have a child who does identify something that you may think they shouldn't, that's nothing to do with you.
It has nothing to do with you, literally. I'm going to be a cool ass mom. I already know that.
Yes.
Like, I literally, I wouldn't even care. But amazing episode, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. But I have to also let you guys know some of the quotes that I love this episode, because they're gems, and this show always gives us gems. So one of the quotes from the beginning from Pray Tell was, "You shouldn't have to die to know peace." That right there, like, I think so many times, like, we get caught up in life and everything that's going on. Try to wrestle down peace now while you're living, and the only person that can do that is you. So just all these gems. Another one was from Blanca when she was talking to Chili. She says, "You want to move forward in this world, you have to learn to speak up for yourself."
Yes, that was my favorite.
That's facts. And then, of course, another one was, "There's no shame in surviving." I think a lot of times, like, when we're struggling, like, I remember I got laid off from my job earlier this year. Girl, I was devastated. I didn't tell anybody. And I think it's because I felt shame, because I put my value in, like, my job and the money I was making. And it's just like, that's not you. So anybody can relate to this. I also have a job now. But yeah, it's just, we're going to bigger and better things. But, there's no shame in surviving. And we have survived this panel. We are missing Brendan Haley and Shauna. But of course, you will see them around on many other after shows. Of course, we love you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We have all of the favorite shows that you can think of. So if you really have a favorite show, search it, and we're probably reviewing it, or some friends of ours as well. So we love you. Thank you for watching. Before we go, Mario, let them know where they can find you.
Hey guys, you can find me at Mario_Turner on all social media.
Yes, and I'm Jamie. You can find me on Twitter at It's Jamie Gray, or on Instagram at Jamie Gray, JAIMIGRAY. We love you guys. Thank you, Post fans.
Bye.
Season 3.
See you next season.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.